Baxel Data Systems is excited to announce the availability of QPlayer One, the one computer, one cue list, one operator solution to great theater productions. In this video, we will walk you through the installation of the program and then step through the cues included in the sample cue file. They will give you a taste for the powerful and flexible features of the program for control of sound, lighting, video, and external devices. After downloading the program, double-click on the desktop icon or program file location of the download. The usual prerequisite license agreement will pop up. Hopefully you will agree with that, and we can move on to the usual installation tasks of creating a desktop icon, quick launch icon, or associating any of the .oq files with QPlayer such that you can click on the OQ file in your file manager and it'll automatically start up the player. We'll go ahead with the install. One of the things that QPlayer One needs is, in control of DMX devices, is to have the USB drivers for those devices installed. Here we have them already installed in this machine for demonstration purposes, so we don't need to extract and install them. We can move right along. Here you will be followed on will prompt for running the program as an administrator until it is registered. The best way to do that probably is to right-click the desktop icon that you will create here and then select Run as Administrator from the drop-down menu. Keep in mind that doing this and running as an administrator this way is not the same as being an administrator and running the program. Don't ask me why Microsoft did it that way, but there it is. We would need to restart the program if we had installed those USB drivers, but since they're already done, we don't need to do that, and we can restart the computer later. Now, if we double-click our desktop icon that we created, the program will open up. It will remind us that this is the first time use and that we haven't selected the default output device. This computer has more than one sound card, so we'll need to tell the computer which one it is that we want to use in general. Again, in a similar fashion, it's going to need to know which way we're going to communicate our DMX signals. We will be using a USB driver or an ArcNet driver. Since we haven't picked one, we set up blind mode, which is indicated by the gray dot here. The sample cue file has a video file in it, so in this case the video player will be automatically opened and in essence ask us for which player it is. You can have up to 5 video players, so we can right click on the blue screen and tell it that this is player number 1. And we can see that when we go and look at a video cue. There are 4 different types of cues, as I say, for sound, for lighting, for video, and for control and communications. Here we have the first sound cue. Very simple. We will start it up. It'll fade in and run. We'll drop down into the next cue, which is the lighting cue. You'll see that here in this example, we are going to change channels 1 through 4 up to 100. Excuse me. That cue will run, take 3 seconds to do that transfer, and now we're at 100. The next cue that we in our demo file is a video cue. We can play that and we will display a picture. You'll notice that we automatically drop down into the control cue, which in this case was a 2.5 second delay before we went ahead and dimmed the lights on an autoplay cue. You see that the lights are back down to 0. The next feature we'll demonstrate quickly is we'll start a sound and crossfade into another sound. We'll hit the button to play the crossfade, and the 2 sounds will mix, leaving the second sound, which will then fade out. Now we will do a similar feature with the video. We will start a video, press play to cross to the next video, and we crossfade to that, and then we can fade that out. Next, we will demonstrate combining some lighting and sound cues automatically. Here we're going to do a flashbang. We will flash the lights on the stage and shoot the gun so that you can have a flashbang on the stage. Here we will demonstrate the waiting for a cue. We can start a sound, wait for 2 seconds, add a sound quickly to it, and wait to move on until the end of S12 before we fire the gun. Finally, in this demonstration file, we will show you the power of timeline cues, where a cue can be triggered by the position or timing of a previously running cue. We'll start some sound, we'll play other sounds and videos as the sound progresses. That was at 4 seconds. Using timeline cues, you can have a very powerful feature to control the mixing of sound and lights. Just to give you a quick taste of the various edit screens for the 4 cues, here's the edit screen for a sound file. Here we have the common cue trigger box. Any of the cues can be auto-played, selected by a play key, or timeline as we just illustrated. Here in the sound, we can do crossfades, we can set equalization, and we can set the output speaker. In a lighting cue, we have single fade, split fades, master fades, we can loop, we can play the cue after a certain amount of time. In a video cue, select the cue file. Again, the fade in parameters. Here we have also can control the size, position, and the speed of playback. Our control cues, there's 5 types: delay, the mixer mutes, OSC commands, MIDI commands, follow spot commands. Delay cues we've demonstrated in the sample file. Mixer mutes would be signals that we send specifically to an X32, M32 mixer using their protocols. If your mixer takes those same protocols, then they will control your mixer. Here we would do mixing mute the different microphones and or set their levels by OSC commands. You can have a general purpose OSC command for any other type of device that you may have, and that would go here. MIDI commands, and then a fairly unique feature of follow spot prompts, where we're able to send a prompt or a message to anyone else in the theater on the same local network that has a browser or any browser enabled device, a phone, iPad, tablet, whatever. Hopefully you get a feeling for the powerful features of QPlayer 1. Future videos will delve into the more specific features. If you want to get an advanced look at those, please check out the videos for QPlayer Premium Plus and or QPlayer Lighting, as the features are very much the same and taken from those programs. Have a great show.